good. What's your name and what's your position title?
My name is Bobby Numpson, and I'm a retired detective with the NYPD.
I'm sorry, I really need him this way, though. Look at me this way.
Okay, yeah, you
because
can
it's
ask
gonna
the
mess.
question.
It's really gonna mess me
No,
up.
it's okay.
Can you spell your first and last name also?
My name is Bobby, B-O-B-B-Y, Numpson, N-U-M-S-S-E-N.
All right, Detective, while you were speaking and recounting September 11, 2001, you became very emotional. Obviously, the scars are still there.
Yeah, I lost a lot of friends that day, and I was witness to the events of the day from the morning till the night, and 20 years later, and especially speaking about it, I think about just all the people who, volunteered, put themselves in harm's way, and all the people who lost their lives doing their job as an employee of the Twin Towers or as a first responder, and some gave all gave some gave all is much more than a slogan, and I bore witness, and it hits me every time.
And briefly, can you tell me where you were that day?
I was in Lower Manhattan. I was told about the first plane. Then the second plane hit, and I responded from about 3 blocks away. I was in Battery Park when the planes hit. And then I proceeded up to the towers to render first aid and be part of the rescue as an off duty. Because that was the right thing to do as a police officer, and there's no place I would have rather have been than, in the mix and trying to help anyone I could.
And recount for me, when the towers fell, you got it blanketed by dust and debris, did you not?
Yes, sir. I was outside the South Tower when they fell, and I was lucky enough to just be out of harm's way where anything that fell didn't hit me, and I was able to go down the West Side Highway, and I took refuge first against the Morton Steakhouse, which gave me cover that I couldn't get hit by any of the stuff falling down.
And when you think about September 11, what goes through your mind 20 years later, particularly?
What goes through my mind is, again, the people I knew, the people I didn't know, and just the heroes that put themselves in harm's way to just to protect, just to keep America free.
When you were asked to speak today, kind of what went through your mind initially when you were asked?
Honor. The fact that I'm not from Bluffton, I'm a new resident, I've been here less than a year, and just through word of mouth, I got in touch with...
The question I have is the easiest one. It's literally just to make sure that the levels are good.
Got it. Lisa.
And it's, what's your name?
I got it. Lisa Sulka, Lisasulka, Mayor, Town of Bluffton.
Okay, so when you were planning this event, kind of what was your thought process behind this and this coming year?
Well, we've had this for, I know, 15 years. I don't go back to when I wasn't on council when this happened. And it was just, we knew it was important to do. We knew the growth to this area had some connection with the Northeast, and really shocked so many people had a direct connection. And we had our first one at Town Hall, and we had about 30, 40 people. Half of them moved from New York City and were directly involved with this horrible tragedy. So it's just it's the thing to do. It's not even a thought.
So
we
seeing
do this
event grow over the past few years, and especially this year, having such a large turnout, kind of, what did you do differently this year, considering it is the 20th anniversary?
People just know that we honor. Everyone that lives here knows our belief and our love and our first responders, and it's just our growing community. The interesting thing is our median age is 37. This is definitely an age of veterans and retired and active military. So I think that group of people find where things like this are going on, and it is very humbling.
When you think of September 11, what goes through your mind 20 years later?
Oh, Lord. Well, it was a horrible year for me because I lost a nephew in an accident that May. So that September, I was actually headed to see my niece who was in the hospital from that accident. And I know exactly I was on mile marker 68. I remember exactly where I was and calling my husband. I mean, it's a traumatizing event that's burned in your memory forever. And I hear every year something different. Today I came in, I had never heard the traffic controller's audio. And that broke my heart. So it doesn't lessen. As you lessen with a loved one, you know, you get on and you move on. This is as vivid today as it was 20 years ago.
Well, I think those are all the questions I had. Thank you so much.
Great.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Bluffton Township Fire Department. Thank you, and all the people who fought for this country that are sitting in this audience today. I can't thank you enough for allowing me to stand here to talk to you. So, and Wood, Stephen Steese is our town manager, and all of staff for making this an important part of your morning. It was important to be here at 8:30 because we all know this is when our life changed forever, 20 years ago. Thank you. And Tuesday morning in September, take yourself back to your thoughts, where you were in your life, literally where you were standing or sitting when you tried to figure out the magnitude of what was happening. And I think we all know that. 20 years. Today, as we remember, let's think of those people who left work not knowing it was their last day of life. Nearly 3,000 people, firefighters, paramedics, police officers, Port Authority officers, pilots, flight attendants, passengers, and Pentagon employees who got up that day, got dressed, got to work, not knowing that would be their last morning alive. Forever. That morning, 4 commercial airlines traveling from the Northeast to California were hijacked in the middle of that flight by 19 terrorists. We all know the time frame. The trade centers would collapse. The third flight, 77, was hijacked. 937, it was at the west side of the Pentagon. 93 was flying in the direction of Washington, D.C. It was a target of the White House in your memory, which seared in our minds. We all experienced this day differently, and yet we all experienced together. We were lost, we were numb, we were proud, we were indescribably sad. And here we are 20 years later in Bluffton, South Carolina.
New Hampshire, Maryland, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Delaware, North Carolina, South Carolina, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. Represents the liberty and the loyalty of the citizens that live in the 50 states of our great nation. I am more than just red, white, and blue cloth shaped into a design. I am a silent sentinel of
Present arms.
Bright gave